Let me call Michelle here. Hopefully Michelle picks up. Then I got to tell the pot story from Manhattan over the weekend. My God.
Hello.
All right, I'm just going to tell you right now. I'm going to grovel. I'm going to apologize.
For the rest of our married life.
All right, so this is what Michelle is saying. Michelle's like, you've said this 100 times. You are never going to live this down.
Never.
You're going to be throwing this in my face for the rest of time. Do you want to explain? I think you could probably explain what happened concisely. Go ahead. Tell Roxanne, Fester, Froggy, and all of our listeners what happened. And yes, Michelle, I have remorse. I feel terrible. It was a lazy...
Do you really, though?
I do. I really do. That's another thing, Michelle. Do you really, though? That's one of Michelle's favorite phrases.
Yeah.
All right, Michelle...
remorse is just not a word that comes out of your mouth with any degree of frequency.
I have...
Look at how he's saying it now. He's smiling as he's saying
I am not smiling. I have remorse. I wish I could get a do-over.
I will tell you, Michelle,
You don't get do-overs a lot.
MJ does have a nervous smile when he's busted on stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's what I attribute the smile to.
How often have you seen that? Once?
I've seen him get pinched a couple of times.
All right, Michelle, go ahead and explain to everyone what happened.
We were having a conversation with Julian about, like spouse selection kind of thing. I don't even know why we were having this conversation. And he was agreeing, and we were saying, like, well, when you get married, you want to, have a spouse that, like, challenges you to be the best that you can be, not just someone who's, like, rah-rahing you for no reason or just, stroking you all the time, like, oh, you're so great. You want to have somebody who's, like, really, trying to help you be the best person you can be, supports you in all of your endeavors, and, just talking about the qualities of a spouse. And I turned to you and I said, like, for example, why did you ask me to marry you?
Oh, no.
So Michelle was looking for reinforcement from me, trying to make a point to Julian about, what it takes to find a soulmate, to find your wife to be, and what are the characteristics, what goes into it, what's the process. So again, Michelle turns to me and repeated, Michelle, you said to me,
why did you ask me to marry you?
And I guess I had zoned out, or I had kind of...
Oh.
She asked you to marry her for your listening, or she wanted to marry you for your listening skills, it sounds like.
Exactly. Thank you.
So you obviously weren't 100% invested in the conversation.
I was not.
So you just gave a quick flippant answer.
I'm admitting it right now. I gave a quick, stupid, thoughtless, flippant answer.
Was there an attempt maybe at a joke or a comedy?
No. I just
said... serious. You want to know what he said?
Yes.
Literally, these are the words. Oh, I thought we got along.
Yeah, no depth there, buddy.
Yeah, so I said...
I thought we got along.
Yeah, so that's what I said.
Well, guess what? We're not getting along anymore.
What'd you want him to say?
Yeah.
Michelle says to me, so why don't you...
So when we're not getting along, why aren't you running? There's plenty of not getting along going on.
Listen to his nervous laugh.
Bye.
Michelle.
What?
If we're being honest with each other.
Yeah.
I've known him for a reasonable amount of time. You've known him significantly longer. It's really difficult to get along with him. Just to to get along is a major accomplishment with this particular guy.
So you're 1 in a million bazillion.
I mean, how many people does he really get along with?
One.
Right?
It was
you.
It was a thoughtless answer. It was yes.
We're gonna say how who does he get along with? I'm gonna say 2. The dogs.
Yeah. One of them. The other dog hates him.
No, that's not true. All right, Michelle, it was a jerky.
Secretly, Scout hates you.
It was a knee-jerk, thoughtless, stupid, flippant answer, and I wish I could go back because I do have what?
Par for the course, buddy.
Hold on, Michelle. Michelle, hold on.
Yes,
Listen, let's as a community give MJ some grace. And I would love to hear his answer now that he's had ample time to think about it. Michelle, pose the question again.
For example, why did you ask me to marry you?
Are we before Julian again?
Listen, give me before you're before the world now.
We sort of are, because Julian does listen live, and if he doesn't listen live, then he catches us on the podcast, which is posted every morning by 11 o'clock.
Don't sweat it. Either way.
Let me go back and and give a little more context to the conversation. There was a moment in time when you came home and said to me, "I think I've peaked. I think I've made as much money as I'm ever going to make. I'm never going to I'm making as much as the next guy in this town. Blah blah blah." And I said, "Don't you ever say that." I said, "I know how much money you're making everybody else around you. You are not peaked. You will make twice as much the next time around." And what happened?
You were right. All right, so
I was right.
Can
Can you say that for his co-hosts?
Yeah.
That's
We're going to work Froggy and Fester and Roxanne until they die broke.
no. This goes back to
This was in 1996.
1996. I had been at the Power Pig, and then we turned from the Power Pig to FLZ because I got there in 94, and in 96 I signed a new deal. I had like a 2-year original deal. I signed a new deal, and I said, "Yeah, Michelle, I think this deal is my peak. I think that, I'm not going to make much more than this here." And she came down on me and said, "No, that's wrong." And Michelle was right. And
Well, what was the point of that story?
So my example for Julian was, so you want someone who's like not gonna, you want somebody who's gonna support you in a way that's gonna say you can be better than what you're, if you're feeling in a bad place or you're not feeling, like you're gonna make it more. I'm like, no, you're gonna do better. You're gonna keep going. You're gonna keep going up. Don't worry about it. Let's go.
MJ's answer was
Ride the
better
ride.
than that.
Yeah, Michelle, I mean, the point is you don't want to marry somebody who's going to let you buy your own BS every time.
Exactly.
All right, so Michelle,
Thank you, Fester. That's exactly what I was trying to say.
Okay, so hold on.
But I was being a little more eloquent about it since we were sitting across from our
Are
son. I
you
was trying to get a little
saying,
more,
Michelle, that MJ married you because of your career advice? I'm really confused.
No, he married me because we get along.
all right, Michelle, ask me the question again, okay?
You know what? The thing is, though, is that we really didn't get along so much before we got married. I mean, to be honest with you.
I gotta say, I've never thought you guys got along that well in the decades that I've known you.
But Fester, isn't that like the worst of answer? I mean, because he thought we got along. I'm like, what getting along? Like, we didn't get along. That's the whole point of it. Like, we didn't really get along.
If anything, Michelle has
sauce on top of my pasta and tell me to eat it. That's how it's served at a restaurant.
Michelle has a toleration for you.
Exactly.
I don't know that's even get along.
Is there still just a toleration?
I've always felt that way.
You realize Michelle and I will be married for 30 years in June. June 26th will be 30 years. Holy frigamoly.
And let me tell you something. There's not a lot of getting along in those 30 years.
Please stop it.
I mean, all right. So MJ,
All right.
do over.
Michelle, do over, mulligan time. Ask the question again.
For example, why did you ask me to marry you?
Because I was attracted to you. I fell in. What did you
Oh,
go?
great
Did,
looks.
Right
did
off
you?
the bat, right off the bat
that's a
with
typical
looks.
guy.
Did you
yeah,
go?
that's a
Well, there
very
has
shallow.
But that's the first
Exactly.
thing. You're
Boo.
No. What? She's booing me. Boo.
Boo, boo.
There has to be
Tomato.
there has to be an attraction at first. You
There does.
you challenged me. You impressed me. I fell in love with you.
Oh, this is getting
This
odd.
is really weird.
I realized that you were a
Would you look
soulmate.
this up?
What?
Would you research on the internet since I don't know, Saturday?
Oh my
What
God.
did you say when your wife asked you why you asked her to marry you?
No,
Did you
this
say,
is
the 12 reasons you asked somebody to marry you.
this is from the heart.
MJ, I gotta say,
Yeah.
I think your first answer of "we get along" was better than
Oh,
what you're
shut
doing
up.
now.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Shut up. All right.
Should have just quit
You
while you were
seriously-
only a little bit
All right.
behind.
Burying yourself.
So
Yeah,
Michelle said, "I'll never forget this. I'll never live this down." She's going to throw this in my face for the rest of the days that I'm on the planet. So,
Especially our 30-year anniversary.
what was
Ooh, that's
that?
coming up.
Ooh,
What'd you
especially
say?
the 30th anniversary.
Oh,
is coming up.
geez, yeah, 30 years.
June 26th.
Yeah.
We could get the cake girl to make a cake, and it'll say "we get along."
It's
really.
the cake girl. We get along cake.
Oh man!
Hi, Michelle. I love you, and I'm glad I married you almost 30 years ago.
You didn't even say that.
I'm glad I married.
You could have just
Yeah.
because I loved you.
Who says that?
That would have been like better than anything.
All right, because I thought that was just goes without saying.
No, let's have a conversation where you show some depth. Let's think back to when you made that decision that you're like, yes, she's the one. I'm going to ask her to get married. What was it? What was it that made you do that?
Yeah.
I told you I found her challenging. She.
This sounds like a job resume.
I
want something more from your heart.
I don't think saying I find her challenging is a
Yeah, and don't spit my words back at me, buddy.
I'm not spitting any words back at you. I was
That was literally what I said to Julian. You want somebody who's going to challenge you to be the best you can be.
You mentally stimulated me. I just
No, I didn't.
All right.
I was 6 years younger than you.
All right. What
You
are
need
we
to work
doing?
on this.
Michelle.
This is
No,
homework
This
tonight.
is going backwards.
I know
You're
college
not
degree.
6. You're
I
not
didn't
6.
challenge you.
You're not 6 years younger than me. You're four and a
so
half
I'm
years
4.5.
younger. 4.5 years younger than me.
Michelle,
Might be 6.
Michelle, on a much different note, have you been watching Love is Blind season 6 on Netflix?
What the hell is this?
Because this is reminding me, MJ, first thing out of his mouth is, I found her attractive. Dude, I am totally invested in season 6 of Love is Blind
I heard
on
it's
Netflix.
good.
Oh, it is so good. And you,
How could there be a season 6?
it's amazing.
You know what? I've gotten text messages from girlfriends like, I don't care what you're doing. You need to watch Love is Blind.
There
season 6.
is, right, all the candidates are like from the Charlotte, North Carolina area.
Are they blind people?
No, it's not like
not
love
it.
has handicaps. No, you just can't see the person.
Yeah, they all walk around with red and white canes.
And then you
That'd be a
eventually
good show.
propose to them completely sight unseen, but you've talked to them for days and days and days, and you know
wow.
so much about them, and you just
Fester,
love their person.
You and your freaking reality shows, man.
That is good. I've heard
I got
valid
bored.
people.
I got bored with reality television in like 1999.
I'll tell you right now, if anybody's listening, male, female, doesn't matter.
All right.
If you want to feel normal about yourself, look at how bat crap crazy Chelsea is.
Love is Blind on Netflix.
Invest in it.
I will say,
Season 19.
6.
Because
Yep.
Yes.
we spent a lot of time apart. We did spend a lot of time on the phone.
Yeah, phone combos build that's where it is. Start there, MJ. Think back to those conversations you had with her when you started dating.
And let me tell you,
what made
Michelle is so good on the phone.
You just ruined it again.
Not the phone sex part,
I didn't
just the regular conversation.
I didn't say that.
Listen, you punish him by making him watch Love is Blind season 6, and you'll see.
All right. Well, we're going to watch that tonight instead of Columbo.
Michelle, I love you, and I'm happy you're my wife.
Right.
Oh, okay.
All right.
We'll
Lovely.
see. We'll see how you feel on June 26th.
Goodbye.
January. You don't even know when it is.
Goodbye.
She seems thrilled.
Oh man. Yeah, the minute I said it, man, she just pounced on me.
I don't think any guys have good reasons.
You should have said you complete me.